Hello my viewers and welcome back to my channel. I welcome you to a powerful conversation. Now today we're tackling a striking comparison made by Donald Trump, Mark Robinson as Martin Luther King Jr. on steroids. But what does this analogy really mean? Now in this video, a brother so eloquently puts it. Mark Robinson and Martin Luther King Jr. share only two traits. They're black and preachers. That's where the similarities end. Now, King fought tirelessly against injustice, delivering iconic sermons that inspired a nation. Robinson, on the other hand, has been criticized for spreading bigotry and hatred. So let's get the record straight. Martin Luther King Jr. advocated for unity, love, and equality, while Mark Robinson has denigrated King's legacy, calling him an inferior pastor in the civil rights movement crap. King's dedication to fighting artisanship, imperialism, and ultramaterialism is a far cry from Robinson's divisive rhetoric. So join me as we take a look into the implications of Trump's comparison and the stark contrast between these two figures. I will be right back.
I said to this man, and when he endorsed me, he gave a speech, and I said, "You are Dr. Martin Luther King on steroids. That's how good you are. You are unbelievable as a speaker." And he got up and he's doing fantastically well in North Carolina, and I think he's going to be the next governor of North Carolina, Mark Robinson.
My name is Mario, and I'm tired of the bullshit. Let's talk about Mark Robinson, Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina, for a moment. Because I've been meaning to do this for a while, and I never got a chance to do it. I never got around to doing it. And when I did these things, these TikToks, I just conveniently forgot all about Mark Robinson and who he is and his ties to Donald Trump. Donald Trump called this man Martin Luther King on steroids. I want you to think about that for a second. He said that Mark Robinson was better than Martin Luther King in some way. Donald Trump comparing Mark Robinson to Martin Luther King Jr. is odd. And it strikes me. It's something that I think about. It's something that I think is telling. So let's get the obvious out the way. The two things that Mark Robinson and Martin Luther King have in common, and the only two things they have in common, is that they are black and preachers. That's it. That's all. That's all they have in common. Mark Robinson has never been out here on these streets fighting against injustice. Mark Robinson doesn't even deliver a brilliant and eloquent sermon. See, here's the thing. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. loved his people. Mark Robinson hates his own people. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. talked about the three evils of society, those evils being racism, militarism or imperialism, and ultramaterialism, i.e. capitalism. Mark Robinson spreads bigotry, doesn't say a word about militarism or imperialism, and doesn't say anything about capitalism or materialism. See, Mark Robinson is nothing but a mean-spirited Uncle Ruckus. He's a trash panda with a platform who happens to hold the second most powerful position in North Carolina. And the fact that he holds this seat says everything I need to know about not only North Carolina, but of this entire country. You see, isn't it funny how you can get away with saying the most vile racist as long as it comes from, I don't know, another black person or another Hispanic person or another Jewish person, etc., etc. So when the scandal came out about Mark Robinson and his propensity towards adult porn sites and saying a little bit too much on the forums on these adult porn sites that I didn't even know was a thing. And I love adult porn sites. I'm not going to even lie. But what he stated doesn't even surprise me whatsoever. Dude said he's a black, and I believe him because everything he's done and said so far makes him not. He said that he wishes he could bring back slavery. Where have I heard that before? Oh, yeah. Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson. That's where I've heard that before. Another conservative trash panda mouthpiece for white supremacy. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if something like that would come out of Candace Owens or Kanye West's mouth or Jason Whitlock or any of the other trash pandas that they got on the payroll. You know what? Being anti-black while being black is a very, very lucrative business. Well, it is what it is. And now Donald Trump wants to distance himself from him. You wasn't trying to distance yourself from him when he was saying that women who just need to keep their legs closed or stop being. You wasn't trying to do that then when he was talking about should be outlawed, even though his own wife got in a that he paid for back in the 1980s. The words that came off of Mark Robinson's fingers onto a computer screen in the chat room that was extremely anti-black. It matches all the other things, such as the Haitians eating cats and dogs and other vile, racist, disgusting things that came out of Trump and the entire MAGA movement. These people are racist at their core. And all the black people who run interference for these people and try to claim that these people are not racist are either trash pandas themselves or they are so delusional that they don't know which way is up and which way is down. There are ways in which you can say the word without saying the word. Lee Atwater taught them well. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this particular subject.
Now, Mark Robinson, the Republican candidate for governor in North Carolina, is really facing heavy criticism over his reported remarks about Rev. Martin Luther King Jr. Now, in response, 3 prominent black pastors in North Carolina, along with other respected clergy, have condemned him. Robinson has been under intense scrutiny over CNN unearthed a series of controversial comments allegedly made by him on social media websites and message boards between 2008 and 2012. Now, despite these allegations, Robinson denies making such remarks. Despite calls for him to step down, including from within the Republican Party, Robinson has vowed to stay in the race against his Democratic opponent, Josh Stein. Now, amid the controversy, Robinson's spokesperson stated in an email following the CNN report that what the Democrats say about Mark Robinson is either an outright lie or twisted so far out of context it might as well be. Now, he also allegedly wrote, "I'm not in the KK. They don't let blacks join," and reportedly used a racial slur to refer to King. Now, we all know that Robinson has been a vocal supporter of the former president and first endorsed Trump for re-election in June while speaking at the Faith and Freedom Coalition conference in Washington, D.C. Robinson, a pastor, is a polarizing figure, catching harsh criticism for his past comments about women, Muslims, Jewish people, and a lot more other things. In October, Robinson insisted he was not anti-Semitic and distanced himself from some of his former social media posts. In 2021, Robinson first calls to resign for saying there's no reason anybody anywhere in America should be telling any child about transgenderism, homo-lity, any of that filth. In response, he said he would fight for the rights of the LGBTQ community. Let me be clear, I will fight for and protect the rights of all citizens, including those in LGBTQ community, to express themselves however they want, he said at the time. That is their right as Americans, and I don't think the government has any role in telling them otherwise. However, the idea that our children should be taught about concepts of transgenderism and be exposed to explicit materials in the classroom is abhorrent. Trump's comments marked at least the second time he has compared the controversial lieutenant governor to the iconic civil rights leader. First, it was the voice Trump said of Robinson in a video posted online from an event in December. And then, "I said, you know what, I swear, I think you're better than Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Trump said. Now, Trump recently faced backlash of his own for comments he made while addressing the Black Conservative Federation's annual gala in South Carolina. "I got indicated a second time and a third time, and a fourth time. And a lot of people say that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against, and they actually viewed me as being discriminated against. He said. Trump also insinuated that the black community uniquely embraced and connected with his mugshot photo. His allies have launched an effort to try to win over more black voters in November. Now, as we reflect on Donald Trump's striking comparison between Mark Robinson and Martin Luther King Jr., it's clear that the analogy falls flat. Just like a brother said, beyond sharing two superficial traits, being black and preachers, these individuals embody vastly different values and legacies. Martin Luther King Jr. dedicated his life to combating systemic injustices, advocating for love, and uniting people. Mark Robinson, on the other hand, has consistently spread divisive rhetoric harming marginalized communities. I don't know what you guys think, but do you agree with what a brother is saying in the video? Share your thoughts, your views, your contributions as well in the comment section, and let's have a conversation. Thank you for always watching, and see you in my next video as I bring you another interesting video.